In Verona, an Italian city, lived two families that hated each other. Their feud had been going on for many years and their differences seemed irreparable. They were the Capulet family and the Montague family. However, what they never expected was for their descendants to fall in love. Romeo, son of the Montague, felt attracted to the daughter of the Capulet, although he hadn't had the chance to meet her face to face. So in order to meet her, Romeo decided to sneak into a party organized by the Capulet. He put on a mask to not be recognized, and once there, he finally met her. He thought she was beautiful before, but in that moment, he became completely infatuated. Juliet was like a dream come true to him, and Juliet immediately became infatuated too, asking him who he was as soon as she saw him. And that very night, young Juliet went into her balcony to proclaim her love for Romeo, which she did, still knowing that their union was practically impossible due to the feud of their families. However, what she didn't know was that the object of her infatuation had sneaked into her garden and was hearing her declaration of love. And so they met face to face and ended up confessing their love for each other. Shortly after, with the help of Friar Lawrence, the friar friend of Romeo, they got married in secret. Eventually, the Capulet realized that Romeo had been to their party and exploded in rage. Thus, Tybalt from the Capulet family challenged Mercutio, friend of Romeo, to fight a duel. At first, Romeo rejected getting involved in any kind of violent confrontation, but when his friend was killed by Tybalt, he decided to intervene and ended up killing Juliet's cousin. As a consequence, Romeo was sentenced to banishment and had to abandon Verona. At the same time, everyone discovered Romeo's secret wedding with Juliet, and the situation got worse. Her parents didn't approve of the union and forced her to get married with Paris, a reputable noble. Juliet accepted, but the night before the wedding, she drank a narcotic in order to simulate being dead. And she also told Friar Lawrence to tell Romeo about her ruse, so they could escape together. However, the friar could not deliver the message, and Romeo thought that Juliet's death was real. Overwhelmed with grief, he decided to buy a dangerous poison and drank it in the same tomb as his wife. When Juliet woke up, she saw the love of her life lying next to her, dead. And although the friar told Juliet to hide and take refuge in a convent, she didn't want to live without Romeo, and ended her life as well. Then, the Montague and the Capulet found the bodies of both lovers, and Friar Lawrence told them their entire story. In that moment, both families understood the deep love Romeo and Juliet felt for each other, and finally decided to make peace. Such a sad story, isn't it, TikTakers? Surely you were already familiar with Romeo and Juliet, the classic theater play written by William Shakespeare between 1593 and 1594. In this case, we can say that the play surpassed the author in popularity, since the story keeps being transmitted from generation to generation, and we're still telling it so many years later. It is believed that Shakespeare was inspired by a novel from 1530 written by Luigi Porto titled Newly Found Story of Two Noble Lovers. And curiously enough, the story also takes place in Verona. The protagonists are the families Montague and Capulet, and the names of the lovers are also Romeo and Juliet. Luigi's novel was successful, but not as much as Shakespeare's play. Throughout the years, many adaptations have been produced of Shakespeare's famous work, although the original story is still conserved. Around 15% of the text is in rhymes and is divided into 5 acts. The story has also been adapted into movies, shows, and many other formats. Have you ever seen any of those versions of Romeo and Juliet, TikTakers? Tik and Tak have and cried because the story was just so sad. Did the same happen to you? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode!